You can hear that in the background. That's Charlie and Scooter, and they're barking. I thought I would wait to start the video till after they got finished, but it just so happens that this week's reader question is from Linda McDonald. And if you're new to the questions that I'm asking, my readers send in questions through my social media accounts or to my email address, which is down below, and they ask a question, and if I pick your question, then you win a $5 Amazon gift card. This week's question was emailed to me by a reader, Linda McDonald, and the barking dogs was a perfect setup for her question. As you can see, I've already started decorating for Christmas. This is my kitchen. Yes, I have a tree. I have a tree in like every room because I love decorating. That's a southern thing. And yes, my table is set. Because it's something we also do in the South. So anytime you come to my house, there's always a table setting. So I'm ready and prepared to feed you when you come in the door. So anyways, Linda wants to know, how do you set up your workday? Well, Linda, that is a very interesting answer. I get that a lot. And although my writing is not completely plotted out, I use a synopsis. I'm a pantser, but my life is so plotted out in reality. I get up every morning around 5:30 with my husband because he has to be at work, goes to work at 6. And I immediately, start working. But a little secret that I have that a lot of people don't know that I do is I am a serial planner. By that, I have a planner, and I literally scrapbook every single week. Like, there's my menu. I know I'm crazy. But the planner originally would look something like this. But each month I sit down before the month and I decorate it. I have my lists. I know exactly what I need to be doing. Like, for instance, the last week in December is my anniversary with Eddie. So I put a picture of us in there, of course, with coffee. And then I have a book release on the 27th. And that's also my dad's birthday. But it's not as filled in. I'll fill it in the week before. But I do have a list of everything I do. I know I'm a nerd. I love it. This is just my creative side. But I'm a scrapbooker too. I have tons of stuff for scrapbooking, for pictures and things like that. So anyway, so each day I have a to-do list, and I make my to-do list the night before. And so when I get up in the morning, I immediately know what my to-do is. So what I do is I get up at 5:30. I have my coffee. Now, my kids I used to have to wake them about 6:30, but now that they're pretty much all grown and a couple are out of the house, I only have 2 here. They are on their own schedule. Even though Jack is a senior, he also goes to Northern Kentucky University in the college program that the high school offers because he qualified for that. So he has college hours as well as high school hours, so he kind of gets himself up. And so at 6 o'clock, I'm generally ready and raring to go, and I start doing my morning marketing. And that means hitting my social media accounts, answering emails. I do that until about 7, and I generally get my shower or whatever. Not only that, but I also order my groceries online. Because it's time and convenience. And so when I order my groceries online, then it's awesome because I just roll up in my car and we get the groceries. I always take Scooter and Charlie. We get the groceries and then I come home and put those away. And that's once a week, and that's generally like every Tuesday. So every week on Tuesday, they always say, "Oh, see you next Tuesday." I'm like, "See you next Tuesday." So I am on a pretty scheduled thing. On Mondays, I go to Weight Watchers at 12 o'clock. On Tuesdays, I have my church Crafty Girl group at 6:30, and then I do jazzercise for exercise or walk the dogs daily. So I always have my set routine. So in between that time, though, is when I write. I always make sure that I have a word count each day. And it's generally around 5,000 words. And so I'll come in about 8 o'clock, sit down, and I can generally write 1,000 to 1,500 words an hour. So I can generally get that done by 11. And then I'll maybe plot some more things or jump on, email and answer some emails. Or that's a good time for me to go to exercise or walk the dogs or do some cleaning up around the house. And then around 1 o'clock, I start my marketing again, doing some more marketing and media until about 2. I also eat lunch around 1 o'clock. And so I do that. And then around 2 o'clock, I'll continue to write until about 4. I also keep my door open in the front, and I have big double glass doors because I like I like the sun. That's why I have this on the door, the double doors open right here instead of pulling the blinds doing this, because it's cold here in Kentucky, but I love to have the sun. So a lot of times I follow the sun. Like right now the sun is in here, and then I'll go into another room where the sun will kind of curl around the house. And so I kind of write in those areas. But I like for the house to be light and bright, and the dogs like to bark too. So that leads to her other part of her question, which was distractions. And if I did not create a to-do list, or turn my phone off while I'm writing, I completely turn my phone off. I have the favorites on my phone, and that's where, if no matter what time of the night or day they call, then that'll ring. But other than that, my favorites pretty much just include my family, my sister, my parents, my kids, my husband, and my aunt. So that's it. That's the only thing on my favorites. So if anyone else try to get a hold of me, they cannot, unless until I get done writing. And then during my lunch hour or whatever is when I return phone calls or text or whatever it is that I need to do. But if it wasn't for that, then I would be distracted all the time. So I make sure that I stick to my lists and I get my work done. And that is part of, because Linda says that she works from home too. So it's really hard to work from home, but you have to be disciplined. And I really love my job, so I don't have a hard time getting it done. Look, there goes Charlie. Hey, Charlie. Y'all see Charlie? I don't know if you saw Charlie or not, but anyways, I thought I'd show you Charlie because he's doing so much better. Hi, Charlie. Hi, big guy. And that miracle dog. So anyways, those are the answers to Linda's questions. I hope that you have a question. You can send it in. I'd love to answer it. And if not, then have a great week, and I hope everybody's doing well.